Hello, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we will understand about the muscle growth mechanism. The previous video we have discussed about the muscle formation is known as the myogenesis. In this way, we will understand about the muscle growth in short. So aerobic exercise, for example, here is a person which that's going to muscle. So aerobic exercise will trigger the skeletal muscle to require the more ATP while the oxygen less. So a low level of the oxygen in the blood is known as the hypoxemia, and ultimately the hypoxia within the cell, the low level of oxygen, will lead to increase the anaerobic respiration to produce more and more pyruvate and lactic acid, will lead to cause lactic acidosis and the muscle fatigue and cramp, a lot more things. And deficiency of the ATP due to the aerobic respiration is not adaptive and oxidative stress. And on the other hand, remember about that thing, the reactive oxygen species produce more. Deficiency of the ATP and oxidative stress due to the hypoxia will lead to combined effect for the growth factors increase, like the vascular endothelial growth factor and the NRF, ERR and PGC1 alpha for the biogenesis of the mitochondria, fusion of the mitochondria. And in this it requires the DRP and FIS1 to MFN1 2 and OPA, which that is sub maximal energy efficiency will increase due to the increase of the number of mitochondria by this mechanism. While the vascular endothelial growth factor and interleukin 8 is important for the improved oxygen extraction and carbon dioxide transportation for aerobic exercise due to the angiogenesis. So the angiogenesis increase, the blood vessel increase in the muscle surrounding the muscle. In this way, the exercise which that is increase the HIF1 alpha, hypoxic inducible factor 1 alpha, will lead to increase the angiogenesis and growth. While during the rest time, the HIF1 alpha decrease, while the PGC1 alpha will increase, will lead to mitochondrial biogenesis. So I hope you make sense about that in this video. So we will understand the next, the resistance training. For example, whenever you will work hard in the gym, so our body will work differently for increase the size of the muscle. In the aerobic exercise, basically angiogenesis will occur, and on the other hand, the providing of the oxygen to the muscle, that is the adaptation, but the resistance training adapt differently. In this way, remember the resistance training will lead to increase the size of the muscle cell. So growth hormone increase, growth factor increase, testosterone increase due to the hard exercise. In this way, the PI3K, AKT and mTOR pathway will increase, will lead to P70, 56K and 4E and binding protein 1, which that activate the DNA and will lead to transcription to mRNA, and this mRNA is PI3K and AKT and mTOR trigger more and more ribosome biogenesis, and in this way the ribosome biogenesis will increase the anabolism to produce more and more protein. This protein basically is known as translation, and this mechano growth factor it is not, basically it is translation to produce more protein, and that protein is important for the myofiber hypertrophy mean the muscle growth, so increase the size of the muscle. But anyhow, we will understand, but first of all we will understand the myogenic program. The myogenic program is the DNA will program to MGF and HGF, the mechano growth factor and hepatocyte growth factor, which that increase the myogenin protein and MYF5 protein. In this, the growth factors basically target to the cell, when target to the cell to myonuclear addition. This myonuclear addition basically mean the within the muscle the nucleus will increase. The number of the nucleus when increased due to the growth factor, what that means? The nucleus contain DNA, and whenever the increase the number of DNA, basically the number of nucleus mean the increase the DNA for the translation to produce more protein, because the more nucleus, more protein production. So in this, the more protein production means the more size of the muscle increase. Anyhow, when increase the ATP due to the aerobic exercise, adaptation will lead to myofiber hypertrophy. That is why you should aerobic exercise and resistance training collectively to increase the muscle growth. So the myofiber hypertrophy will lead to increase the more PI3K, AKT, and mTORC during the eating time, during the rest time. So anyhow, during the fasting it will inhibit, but remember, whenever you will work out, so you should eat for growth due to the mTOR pathway activation. But anyhow, this basically is the myotube addition lead to atrophy. Basically hypertrophy. Atrophy means the shrinkage of the muscle whenever you will long term not exercise. So in this way, the myonuclear addition will lead to increase more protein synthesis due to the nucleus increase. And in this way, remember, the increase the nucleus within the cell is become a memory of the muscle. Whenever you will exercise again, so quickly response due to the nucleus present, and nucleus will not remove, but the muscle will shrink. And this injury will lead to repair and grow due to the satellite cell activation to reside on the more protein synthesis in the myotube formation and myofiber hypertrophy during the myofiber hypertrophy due to the addition of satellite cell to repair the cell break down of the myofiber to repair, and the myotube addition. The myotube addition will lead to, basically here is the myotube, the atrophy to become a hypertrophy. So in this way, remember, this is the mechanism. I hope you make sense about that.